Welcome back to the Burgi View. The name of this podcast is the Burgi View because Burgi is a play word for the plural Burgess, and that's my last name. Me and my boys are all the Burgi collectively, and since I have this podcast or whatever it's called, it's my view. It's my view of the world, and it's a nice little play on words, the Burgi View. It's the view of the world from my perspective. But sometimes that view is about what's going on inwardly. So what you're about to hear is self-therapy. These are my feelings and thoughts now that I'm 17 days past completing a 40-day fast. I try to do a video every day, only missed one day of that fast to let you know how things were going and give you an update on how I'm doing physically and mentally and emotionally. You heard some of my ups and downs, some of the lessons I have in life that I wanted to teach. And now it's 17 days past that. And I'm wanting to come back, as you're probably wondering how I'm doing, if you paid any attention at all. All this is real. No names have been changed because there's no one innocent. And if you don't understand that reference, you need to go watch some Dragnet episodes from the 60s. Well, bottom line is you're listening to someone who feels that I'm in the midst of a failure. You'll notice I didn't call myself a failure because I used to teach what Zig Ziglar taught, which is that failure is an event, not a person. And I can't bring myself to veer from that advice. So I'm not calling myself a failure, but I'm in the midst of what I feel is a failure in my life. With that being said, I don't feel like really much more than being a failure. It's hard. I'm close to saying that, but not. I came off my fast on July 10th. First day I actually was eating was July 11th, and here it is July 27th. And today's my son Jonathan's 31st birthday, by the way, and so that's good. But 17 days later, food seems to have entrapped me once again. I don't know what to do. I know that I said a lot of great things during the fast on this blog, but it's been so hard living up to them since I started eating again. If you recall, I said it's a lot easier for me to not have choices than to have choices, and that's certainly lived itself out. I have no room to ever look down on any kind of addict again. I'm an addict. My body, my mind, my emotions are so closely linked to food. It's embarrassing and it's horrible. I've put back on a lot of the weight I lost. Not all of it, but at least half. My blood sugar's back up, way up, where I'm back on metformin and about to start re-injecting insulin. I had an appointment this past Saturday with a medical procedure. They couldn't do it because my blood pressure was too high. I feel like I've lost about everything I gained. I'm very, very angry, very mad at myself. Now, if you've never dealt with this, you may not understand it. Like I never could understand a drug addict or an alcohol addict, alcoholic. My body and emotions crave the comfort that comes from food. It's nothing less than an addiction. I tell myself no, and my mind and emotions just can't accept no. It's a word battle in my mind, thought battle, and a feelings battle in my soul. There's no comfort except for the sensation of taste and chewing. I've been on some Zoom calls lately with some health programs that are supposed to give me a program for exercise and weight management. One has me take pictures of my meals and send them in and video my workouts for them. The other one is focused on diabetes reversal and monitors my eating closely for 6 weeks or so. So all that to say, I haven't given up. They do cost money, and I don't have much of that right now. So not sure if I can do those, but I'm severely doubting my ability to fulfill any of that based upon what's happened in the last 2.5, 3 weeks. There's a ton of self-doubt right now. On top of that, I've been feeling a lot of grief. over my oldest son's, Joshua's, passing lately. Remember, he passed away back in November, and I tear up a lot, and teared up several times today going to church, thinking about different things. Church was really helpful and good today. It was a very emotional day. I'm really, really missing him and have waves of regretful thoughts as I remember times when I could have done better taking care of him. There's so much I'm feeling about what I would have or should have done differently. I wish I'd laid next to him when he cried out in the night instead of trying to get more sleep, just rolling over and get more sleep myself. I wish I'd spend more time watching what he wanted and doing what he wanted. He deserved that. On top of that, this is a stressful time for me and my family, particularly some others in my family. There's another health concern that we're going to be focused on this week. I won't share the details. It's not my role to do that, but it is weighing heavy on me. And a lot going on. And food is my drug of choice in dealing with these emotions. Now, it does help me to do this vlog. I have not done it since I stopped, and that may be part of the reason I've fallen back so much, because I haven't had the accountability that I feel when I do this. But it helps me to just be honest and open with my struggles. Your messages that you send back to me are very helpful to me, even if they're critical. At least you're paying attention. Now, this may sound depressing, and it may sound, in some ways, and it may be kind of depressing in some ways, but this is an attempt to not struggle with this alone. I don't have anyone to dump on. I'm alone. I'm not complaining about that. I don't have anybody I'm living with. My wife is gone. And it really wouldn't be fair to dump on anyone else either. Not fair to them. But I can do that here, and you can choose whether to listen or not. And when you say something back, it means that you cared enough to make the effort to listen. And like I said, even if it's critical, it's valuable to me. I am incredibly, embarrassingly weak. Can't manage this part of my life alone. I'll be upbeat and encouraging some other day. I've got that in me too, but tonight I just needed to dump. That's it. Do what you want to with it. I do desire to make a positive impact on others, so there's something still in me. But tonight I'm lonely and struggling and so tired of always disappointing myself. If this vlog tonight's been any value to you in any kind of way, let me know. Or maybe it's just whining from an old feeble and getting older and feeble man. I don't know. Maybe. Either way, don't know. Let me know. I'll be back on here, and I'm going to start doing this on a more regular basis, because I get some good out of it. But that's today's July 27th, 2025, Burgi View. Be back.